Some lessons from God don't come through storms or miracles, they come quietly, in moments we don't expect. That evening, as Daniel walked home with a tired body and a heavier heart, he felt like life had taken more than it ever gave. He didn't know that tonight, something small, something lying unnoticed on the road, would test his character, challenge his beliefs, and teach him a lesson he would remember forever. A lesson about honesty, and a lesson about forgiveness. As Daniel reached the old corner of the street, something stopped him. A brown wallet lay in the dust, untouched, almost waiting. He looked around, no footsteps, no voices, no one searching for it. It was strange, almost too quiet. He bent down slowly and picked it up, unaware that this tiny action was the beginning of a story that God himself was writing for him. The wallet felt heavy, not because of money, but because it carried someone's life. Daniel turned it in his hand, feeling an uneasiness rising in his chest. Part of him wanted to leave it. Another part, the better part, told him he had a responsibility now. What if the owner needed it? What if they were already looking for it? He took a deep breath, preparing for whatever came next. He opened the wallet carefully. Inside was an ID, a picture of a smiling family, a folded note from a child, and some bills, maybe grocery money, maybe rent. Daniel froze. This wasn't just lost property. This was someone's struggle. Someone's hope. The weight of doing the right thing pressed harder on his heart. In that moment, temptation whispered. Daniel's own pockets were nearly empty. He had bills. He had worries. He felt life had been unfair to him. And for a brief second, he stared at the money wondering. Maybe God is helping me, maybe this is a blessing. But deep inside, a voice reminded him. A blessing that hurts someone else is not a blessing. A memory flashed. He once lost his wallet too, and prayed someone honest would return it. Nobody did. He remembered the fear, the anger, the helplessness. And suddenly, he understood what the owner of this wallet must be feeling right now. That was the moment he made his choice. Daniel closed the wallet firmly and whispered to himself, no matter how hard my life is, I won't hurt someone else. It wasn't just a decision. It was a commitment. And somewhere deep within, a quiet peace settled in, the kind that comes when you choose what is right over what is easy. He walked through nearby streets asking shopkeepers and neighbors if they recognized the face on the ID. Most shook their heads, some didn't bother listening. But Daniel didn't stop. Doing the right thing takes effort, and sometimes patience. And Daniel had decided he wouldn't give up. Finally, he reached the address. His heart raced as he knocked. The door swung open, a middle-aged man with anger in his eyes stared at him. Daniel lifted the wallet with a hopeful smile. But the reaction he received was nothing like what he expected. The man snatched the wallet and barked. Where's the money? What did you take? Daniel felt the shock hit him like a wave. He tried to explain. I found it on the road. I came to return it. But the man didn't listen. He only saw suspicion, not kindness. The anger, the tone, the accusation, it all stung deeply. Daniel felt small, embarrassed, almost punished for doing the right thing. For a moment he wondered. Did honesty even matter? Why did God let this happen? But he stayed calm, whispering, Sir, I didn't take anything. Suddenly, a small voice came from behind the man. Dad, he's telling the truth. A young boy stepped out and said, I saw you drop your wallet when we got out of the car. The angry man froze. Everything went silent. Truth had spoken, from the mouth of a child. The man's expression changed. Anger faded into shock, and then into guilt. His eyes softened as he looked at Daniel, the stranger he had wrongly judged. He whispered, broken. I'm sorry. And in that single moment, the energy of the room shifted. He stepped forward with trembling words. I accused you without listening, and you were only trying to help. Daniel stood in silence, still hurt, still processing. He had a choice, hold on to the pain, or release it. Daniel took a slow breath and offered a gentle smile. It's okay. I forgive you. The man's eyes widened. Forgiveness was the last thing he expected. But forgiveness has a power that anger never will. The man suddenly embraced him tightly. No anger. No judgment. Just relief and gratitude. Daniel felt something warm inside. The healing begins the moment forgiveness is given. They invited Daniel into their home, offered him water, and sat him down. Strangers minutes ago. Now sharing the same table. The atmosphere softened. Even Daniel felt a strange comfort, like God had planned this meeting from the beginning. They opened the wallet together. Every bill was still there, untouched. The man breathed out heavily, overwhelmed with guilt and respect. I accused you, for nothing. Daniel only nodded quietly. The man looked at him differently now. With respect, with admiration. You didn't take a penny, even when life is hard. Daniel simply said. Doing right always pays back, but not always in money. Daniel told him. Peace is worth more than anything. The man lowered his head. He realized how rare honesty had become, and how valuable this moment was. He finally spoke, voice trembling. I haven't forgiven anyone since my brother died. I've lived angry. I thought everyone wanted to hurt me. Daniel listened quietly. Sometimes God uses strangers to break the walls we build around our hearts. The man whispered. Maybe God sent you to remind me of who I used to be. Daniel felt something shift inside. Maybe this wasn't an accident. Maybe this was divine timing. They talked for a long time, about life, struggle, faith, and regret. Two people connected by a lost wallet. And found by grace. A new friendship was born that night. As Daniel walked home under the soft streetlights, he felt lighter. He had returned more than a wallet. He had returned someone's faith in people. And as he whispered a small prayer, he understood. Forgiveness doesn't change the past, but it heals the heart. And sometimes, that is the miracle God wants us to see.